Hayes is accused of, along with another man, of holding up and pistol whipping a woman back on August 5th on Meadow Forest Drive. Even though it was obvious there was something big going down in Senatobia Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, police are still being tight-lipped about what it was that was happening. The SWAT team was there and an apparent standoff was going on, but police have declined to talk about it. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WIAB. I'm Chris Davis.
Why don't you mind your own business?
Mind my own business? What's that supposed to mean?
No, I was just thinking about all the news of tax changes, insurance changes, regulations that are being passed down to business owners. I don't have time to keep growing and to keep up with payroll regulations.
I know. It seems like all I do is handle employee-related problems.
You know, I hear People Lease can help.
How can they help?
People Lease can handle our payroll, taxes, employee benefits, and workers' compensation. They even offer an affordable and customizable 401k program and a 24/7 online human resources support center for all my HR needs.
Think of all the time we'll save. I'll be busy growing my business and letting People Lease take care of the rest.
Sounds like a good business plan with People Lease.
Let People Lease mind your business so you can mind your own business. Call now. 601-987-3025. That's 601-987-3025. Or visit freepayrollquotes.com for your free quote.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Chip Matthews Show, where politics meets the South. So grab your sweet tea, find a comfortable spot to sit back, and let's embark on this journey together. Chip away, jump away, Chip away, that's what I wanna do. Sweet little mama, I want my cat next to you.
Put your hands on the radio. It's the Chip Matthews Show right here on WYAB. Good morning to you on a Thursday morning. Yes, it's the Dr. Billy Frank from the First Economical Church of the Fruited Plain, and sometime guest speaker on the Pass the Loot Club, not to be confused with any other organization bearing those same initials. Radio station organ, please. Oh, well, anyway. How y'all doing? Good morning, Robert Kinney, Shane Easley, Lloyd Travis, Jeff Thomas, my little brother, Roger. Yeah, he's up. He's running. We're all up. We're all running. We're all going. The mathematical skills of the Madison County supervisors in the auditor's office is unique. You got Amazon saying, hey, these buildings are only worth $68 million. And the supervisors, of course, voted to keep the evaluation of the county, what do they call it? Come on, Chip. The assessor. Keep it at the $200 and whatever million, which means that they don't have to go look for $1 billion. How about that? I guess that sounds like that's going to court. And that's what we do in Madison County. I mean, I've heard Mr. Steen sit there on the board and say, look, we're going to approve this anyway. We're going to wind up in court anyway. So there you go. Our government at work here in Madison County, running like the rest of the world. Okay, so let's see what's on my mind. $40 trillion. $40 trillion. America is $40 trillion in debt. And one thing I can thank Tate Reeves for is we could have helped America get there faster if we had expanded Medicaid years ago, which of course they're still trying to do. The House and the Senate the last few years have brought it up in here in Mississippi to look at it, but they hadn't done it yet because they know that Tate will knock it down every time. But they did pass it one year. Good morning, Ricky Gray. They did pass it one year, and then of course he came back and got rid of it. Let's see, what does that say? Okay. Got bells going off, whistles going off. I was asleep on the couch up here and was dreaming. And I was dreaming that I was on the radio. Then I went, I am on the radio. Y'all, here I am, the most ignorant person in Mississippi. This show just has so much about stupidity that sits here with me sitting in this chair. I bring to you the stupid, the dumb, the ignorant. Yes. I represent the 80. Well, one, I vote, so I represent the 17% of Mississippi that does vote, and then of course my audience, y'all represent everybody that don't vote. 83% of the state. Good morning, David Gregory. Look, it's going to be a big weekend. It's going to be hot again today. I want y'all to keep up with that. And of course, they found another dead body yesterday. I cut on the news on every morning at 4 a.m. just to see what they're going to do. And then, you watch the ABC News, and then that's what I watch. And then Channel 16 News is going to kick in at 4:30. And every morning, they never cease to amaze me to bury the lead. They start off with the weather, which, the weather's kind of important. But then they talk about some other stuff and say, oops, we found a body in the Target parking lot in North Jackson. We found a body. There's absolutely no way politicians would overvalue something to collect more money. That would be correct, Lloyd Travis. I'm glad to know that the people that listen to this show know that politicians would never take us down a path that they, it doesn't matter. I'm not smart enough to be a politician. Good morning, Phil Barlow. I mean, to be a politician, you have to have a level of ignorance that's just way above the standard of the normal person. It's way above the standard of the normal person. But anyway, we're $40 trillion in debt. And thank you, Tate Reeves. America could have already achieved that years ago had we passed Medicaid expansion here in Mississippi years ago. And now I'm sure, we're coming down to the end of your terms. And so we have to be careful about who we put in office in the future, because we're going to we're Mississippi. We're Mississippi. We could have been getting $3 out of the federal government rather than $2 out of the federal government for every dollar we send to Washington. We could be the biggest reason why America is in trouble. Good morning, Helen. And good morning, Will Brown. I mean, the truth of the matter is this. Oh, yeah, listen, y'all are listening now. Y'all got real quiet. You're going, what's the truth of the matter? I have no idea. No, the truth of the matter is the government doesn't want to be out of debt. It's in the last two presidents, okay? And you got to do it this way. So that means going back to Obama. Obama set the motion in place. We were $19 trillion in debt when Donald Trump came into office the first time, okay? And it has doubled. And everybody keeps asking, well, they want to blame it on Trump. They want to blame it on this. Y'all, the debt is the debt because of the people that run the Senate and the House. What the heck? Oh, I got an alarm telling me to wake up. Okay. The Senate and the House constantly spend money. They spend money they don't have. Hey, we don't, and somebody, I'll listen to national news say it's because of the war. Well, without the us trying to fight, we'd be further in debt already. And I was watching yesterday, y'all. Let me look at it now. My Bitcoin and all of that suddenly is on the rise again. That's because they've run out of American dollars to pick up anywhere. So they're going to go, okay, we need to move over here and start running. Let's see where we're at today. Because yesterday, my little account, oh yeah. I made $3,000 yesterday, y'all. $3,000 yesterday on my little account. But then again, y'all, you got to understand, in the last year and a half, I lost $30,000 on my Bitcoin and all that. But it's on the rise again. Everything's getting back into place because the economy, the political pundits are doing everything they can for the midterms. You got Republicans cheating, Democrats cheating, Republicans, and Trump is sitting there trying to direct the traffic. Does that make sense? And the Republicans don't want to be directed by him. The Senate, you got the MAGA Republicans, they don't mind, but then the rest of them, they don't care. They don't care. They're just sitting there going, I've got to give money to the people in my district where I can stay in office. I got to approve bad legislation and bad things to where I can stay in office. Y'all, the SAVE Act doesn't cost you any money. The SAVE saves America. You know, I look back at this, and this is going to get a little deep for a second. I want everybody to understand. America's been a giant experiment since 1776. That's why we're 250 years old now. Okay, do the math. Don't ask the supervisors in Madison County to help you do the math, because Gerald, Well, anyway, we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there yet. Okay, so we had this problem with slavery. Okay, and slavery would have taken care of itself, just like everything takes care of itself over time. But, as the world evolves, you would have realized you didn't need slaves, because John Deere made a tractor, and it would be, you can pay. The funny thing about it, you'd have $1 million worth of slaves, and then you have $1 million in a tractor. It doesn't matter. You didn't save the farmer any money. You just moved money around, and you got something different. And we let people lose their jobs. Okay. And we got a tractor in place of it. Okay. So that's part one. So we got rid of slavery, and things moved along in America, and this, that, and the other. And then we had to try to equal it out. We were saying, okay, we've done all this stuff wrong, and we haven't given the rights that we should have given to people right off the bat. We didn't make everybody equal here in America. So we put a big Band-Aid on it in the 60s called the Civil Rights Act. Okay. So you make this Civil Rights Act and you put it in place, and it doesn't really give you equal rights. It was just there to be a bridge to where we are now. And that's what I'm saying. Civil rights are now over, because Trump has brought us to the peak to where we understand that equal rights is what we want. We don't want civil rights. We want equal rights. Now, the civil rights pundits still want the civil rights, because that's the gift. That's the free giveaway. That's where we give it to you. But equal rights in America mean one thing. That means you got to get out and work for it, and you can have it. That's how we built this country. That's how we came to the Plymouth Rock, and we built it from there. We got here. We started working on things. We got greedy. We were getting along with the Indians. That's why we had Thanksgiving. Everything was wonderful. Then it all fell apart. More nepotism in the city of Canton. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about today, but I'm sure it exists. Trust me. I saw they were giving out some awards to kinfolk. Participation awards for participating in the government. That's just funny as all get out. But anyway, as we look at the civil rights thing, okay, the civil rights is over. It's not the law of the land. Equal rights is the law of the land. We can live with that. We can live with that race is no longer an issue. But to get there, the people that push civil rights all these years, like the Black Caucus and people like that, they've got to relax. They got to chill. They've got to get on board with the fact that equal rights is better than civil rights. Civil rights means we got to give it to you. Equal rights means you got to get out and earn it and work for it, and you can have it. And if we went to that system, because civil rights had a lot of government money in it that led to the trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in debt we are. If we go to equal rights, then all of a sudden some of that disappears, because the gifts go away. Okay? Think about that for just a little while. That's just something that's the thought of the day when I was riding to work this morning, coming down the trace, dodging deer and all of that, and trying to be a deep thinker. But of course, I'm ignorant as the rest of you. We're stupid. We're dumb. We're ignorant. We're a part of Mississippi. We're the Mississippi Miracle, y'all. has made us all so smart that we can't add up the money or assess the value of the data centers, which we said they were worth $1 billion. And they said, oh, you guys from Mississippi got it all wrong. You know, these buildings are only worth like $68 million a piece and nowhere near $295 million a piece. We'll be back with more. I can only Chip Matthews Show. WYAB. Nowhere near $295 million a piece. We'll be back with more right here.
1039 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach, we just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals, no damage, no black streaks. Just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
30, 25, 20, 15, makes it in, misses it, 10 to the 5.
Can't make every game? The Mississippi State Mini Plan gives you the flexibility to choose the games that fit your schedule. Pick one game each month and get the season finale. Lock in your seats and save compared to single game pricing. Whether you're bringing your family or friends, the Mini Plan is for you. Get your Mini Plan today at hailstate.com/tickets.
Detroit Style Pizza has its own rules. We learned them, then we made it our own. Johnny's Pizza House is Detroit Style Pizza. Deep pan crust, crispy edges, your choice of toppings, then finished with the pizza sauce swirled right on top. Mouth-watering cheesy goodness. Order online at johnnysph.com and build your own Detroit-style pizza. Detroit style the Johnny's way. Order a taste of Detroit this summer at Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
There is nothing like the first Saturday in Stark Vegas. Be there when Mississippi State kicks off another exciting football season at Davis-Wade Stadium. From tailgates in the Junction to the sound of thousands of cowbells, experience the tradition, energy, and excitement that make game days in Starkville so special. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the first home game atmosphere. Secure your first Saturday 4-pack today at hailstate.com/tickets.
Got a car, truck, or SUV you are trying to sell? Well, we want to buy. Hi, I'm Casey Ellis, owner of Ellis Autoplex in Brandon. Right now, we're paying top dollar for clean vehicles, and you don't have to buy anything from us. We'll appraise your vehicle, make you a strong offer, and you can walk away with a check the same day. No marketplace maniacs or Craigslist crazies here. Our checks are real. If you've been thinking about selling, well, now's the time. Ellis Autoplex in Brandon is home of Little Truck City. Follow us on Facebook or shop online, ellisautoplex.com.
Hi, this is Rita Jensen with Remax Connection, and I want to tell you, I've lived in Flora for over 50 years. I'm a graduate of Tri-County Academy, went there the first day the doors opened. If you're thinking about putting your children into Tri-County Academy and need a place to live, then give me a call. Without a doubt, the Flora expert when it comes to real estate. So if you need a place to live, give me a call. Rita Jensen, Remax Connection. 601-720-4037 or go to my website, ritajensen.net.
Bring your whole family to Fun in Flora at the Calico Fair, hosted by Flora Methodist Church on Saturday, August 22nd from 4:30 until 7:30. Kids will enjoy free water slides, jump houses, games, and more. Browse the country store, bid in the live and silent auctions, enjoy live entertainment, and grab a pulled pork dinner for just $12. Food, fellowship, and fun. We'll see you at Fun in Flora at the Calico Fair.
Found the garden,
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, heard all around the world and even in your neighborhood. Imagine that. We get on around the block where they pump sunshine in. And remember, with all these data centers coming online, and I was watching somebody's thing that it said, for instance, Energy sent out a message saying, okay, we're going to be cutting off the electricity from 10 p.m. until 4 a.m. for some people in certain areas of the county. Make that make sense. They said, we have to do work and upgrade in an area. Y'all, it's summertime. It's triple-digit degrees out there. You've got older folks that are in their house trying their best to stay alive. And what we're doing with data centers here in Mississippi is our own COVID experiment. Yeah. Instead of, look, hey, watch this, America. Watch this, America. We'll build a data center, cut off the electricity when it's triple degrees, when it's 100-something degrees, and we'll just cook all the old people and get rid of them, let them all start dying left and right everywhere. Was that what that sounds like to y'all? I mean, it seems like logic would tell you that you can't cut a power off. I mean, because all of Benny Thompson's people that steal electricity in that apartment complex and had stealing water and electricity, they finally cut theirs off, but they had it for years. Place has been condemned for a year and a half, 2 years, been shut down. Nobody's done anything about it. Nobody's inspected the apartment complex that was open forever. Then they got all these over there. They're fixing to tear down the Belvedere apartments. And then, of course, somebody caught it on fire. And so now they say it's going to cost another $500,000 to tear it down now because somebody tried to burn it down. It's going to cost more now to get it down. Well, you know, and they're going to put it out for rebidding. They had one price now because it got burned on one end. We got to do it for more. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. And there's a property owner somewhere that owns those apartments, and somebody's been paying taxes. And if they hadn't been paying taxes, why aren't they treated like everybody else? When you hadn't paid in the third year, whoop, it's gone. It's gone. Y'all, go after these people. I mean, y'all, it's like this. If you have a car and you don't pay for it, they come and repossess the car. Okay? Taxes are kind of the same way. But when you've been stealing taxes and you've been stealing water and you've been stealing electricity and all the utilities that make all of us, all usins that have to pay the bills, all of usin that pay taxes in the United States, all of usin that create enough money for you to stay alive, Mr. Politician, we make sure your paycheck's good, where you can write checks for $40 trillion for, is it 40 or 400? Whatever it is. It's so much money that, you know, you can't fathom it. But they just, you know, just write some more checks. We had more checks in the checkbook. Hey, you know, somebody make all this make sense. Government spending's out of control. Okay? We have to defend America. We have to fight wars. We have to do all those things. We need to take care of the people here too, you know. But the other side of that is some of these people, after so long, need to figure out how to get to work. You know, meanwhile, we've educated the kids to be stupid and dumb and ignorant, you know, because we send them, we talk about the school choice. Heck, school choice. How about somebody just decide to teach math, to teach reading? Yeah, you talk about Reading Gate, and you see where the story's coming out. We grade in the third grade, we grade, and then we grade again, or fourth grade, whatever. So there's a year that we grade, and then we do another one right before you go into senior high. So what we got to do is, if you can't pass the test, we pull you back to where you're not involved in the test the next year. That way we can raise the test scores, and then those that can't pass the test, we'll reevaluate them as a different class of student. We'll say we reassign them as a slow learner so that they're not in that program, so that we can have the Mississippi Miracle and everything will go through the roof. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that we allow this. Never mind, we're fighting over what books are in the schools and this, that, and the other, in the library and this, that. Library? Did somebody say library? In Jackson, they close libraries every day and say they got to open up a new one, and don't have the money to build them. What do they do with the books? Amazon built a business model off of selling books, y'all. Selling books. That's how Amazon got big. They sold books. And now you're going to tell them your buildings aren't. They look at you and say, okay, y'all, you got a little excited with these data centers. These are only worth $68 million a building, not $295 million per building. And you got 5 buildings that are operating in Madison County already, and you got more coming online soon. And y'all have already spent that money that you're trying to assess us on those buildings, and you're going to do everything you can to prop that up. But since you've already spent the money mentally, or reaffirmed it, or reassigned that money, because some of you worry about being reelected, so that money may not exist anymore. So, what are you going to do? We're gonna tell them they owe it anyway. We're going to tell them when they're going to take us to court. And they got millions and millions and millions, and then they read books. They started out with a business that made books. And let me put it to you this way. No multi-billionaire with a B, and we had never had $1 billion project in Mississippi ever. Tate Reeves said it. He told you. Never had $1 billion project. And this deal started out a few $1 billion, then it went to $10 billion, then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Y'all, this thing ain't worth what it was, and the bill that is owed, when you look on the books, I'm gonna find that article. We'll talk about all that. We'll talk about that $235 million per building that we got. There's a loan out there on it. We'll talk about that has to be paid back. Let's go find that, and I'll be back after the news, and we'll get into that. There's a loan out there on it. This is the Chip Matthews Show. Let's go find that, and I'll be back after the news, and we'll get into that. This is
1039 WYAB.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Serpent Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
Who said you can have too much of a good thing? Not at Mazzo Jackson. With rates as low as 0% with approved credit. Come test drive the all-new, fully redesigned 2026 Mazda CX-5. That's more room for you and your cargo, making the third-generation CX-5 the best yet. Mazda's best-selling SUV also comes with 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. Mazda Jackson still specializes in certified pre-owned vehicles with hassle-free trade-in options available. Shop online at MazdaJackson.com or visit Mazda Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Cork and Door Company has been providing quality residential garage and commercial overhead door products to Mississippians for over 50 years. Cork and Door is a supplier of garage door parts and services such as LiftMaster, commercial and residential door operators, as well as Clopay, sectional commercial and residential doors, Asta, commercial sheet and rolling steel doors, and Cornell, rolling steel and shutters, with many in stock for the same-day pickup. CorkandDoor.com. That's CorkandDoor.com.
ABC News, I'm Sherry. Preston, cleanup going on across the Midwest following another round of severe thunderstorms. Some people living in northern Indiana say they have not had power for a week. The storms today moving into the Northeast. A police chopper, small plane collision in midair at an airport just outside Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The pilot of the plane was killed. The state troopers on board the helicopter survived, says Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro.
I'm pleased and relieved to be able to share with you that after an aviation accident this evening in Carlisle, 2 of those heroes, 2 Pennsylvania state troopers, Corporal Bryce Corman and Trooper Jason Mills, while injured, are going to be okay.
Walmart has posted another strong performance in the second quarter, but that was overshadowed by a more cautious outlook for the rest of the year. Walmart shares sliding almost 6% before the opening bell. This is ABC News.
Grill lovers already know about Grills of Mississippi, and so should you. Grills of Mississippi carries premium Weber grills, Yoder smokers, and outdoor kitchen accessories to take your backyard cooking to the next level. Whether you're a weekend griller or a serious pitmaster, Grills of Mississippi has the brands, the knowledge, and the service to help you do it right. Turn your backyard into the ultimate gathering spot. Visit grillsofms.com today. Grills of Mississippi, where great cooking starts.
Hello, friends and neighbors. This is David Frederick. I'm here to tell you about the latest development here at Frederick Sales and Service in Brandon. In an effort to always bring you the very best brands, I am proud to announce that Frederick Sales and Service is Central Mississippi's newest dealer for Skag zero-turn mowers and products. We have deals on one of the industry's best brands of zero-turn mowers, Skag. You can buy now and pay later because 0% financing is also available at Frederick's. Come see our inventory. We're here serving you for over 3 decades in Brandon since 1993.
Need to ship something fast, print something now, or wrap the perfect gift? Head to the Mailroom Gluckstadt, your one-stop shop for all major shipping carriers. We pack and ship with care, offer private mailbox rentals, copy services, create and print banners, print your photos, lamination, binding, and secure document shredding. We always have a notary available, and we do gift wrapping too. Head to the Mailroom Gluckstadt across from Callaway's or online at mailroomgluckstadt.com. Stop in today and get it all done in one place.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
Yes, I am your host, Chip Matthews here, 6:36 a.m. in the morning as you get up, get out of bed, and get going. Look at that. The sun is coming up. You know what that means? The temperature's going up. It's going to get hot. Lloyd Travis, Amazon started their business selling books, and now they're also destroying books, new, old, and rare, by the thousands every day to feed their AI systems for information. Hey, you know, if you got it, you got it. You know, the whole thing here is if we destroy everything that built America, tear up the Constitution, tear it all up, then everything will work, right? Is that the way politicians are going? You know, with the advancements in medicine that we've learned and this, that, and the other over the years, we can stay in office for 70, 80 years. I mean, Benny Thompson's been there for 30, you know, and he's done it amazingly better than anybody ever because he's done it without a brain, y'all. He has no brain. And he's been able to stay in office forever. He has no brain. Imagine that. You know, the Democrats and what they were doing. I mean, you go back and look at, they could have kept Kennedy in office forever after the shooting, you know. But anyway, just kidding. But anyway, 6:37 a.m. in what is known in Mississippi as the Benny Thompson District. That's where we're right here in the heart of it, here in Florida, Mississippi, right here on the radio program, here on the 15th floor of the studio. We have to get up pretty high where the bullets won't get up here when they're shooting at us outside. But, you know, that's that. And you're from Mississippi, where Benny is taking care of us. I posted a picture the other day of Benny giving the check to Benoit, Mississippi, for $2 million. And you should always draw a line there, Benny. And they say, well, that check's written by Joe Biden. I go, well, that's because Joe Biden left the auto pen in Benny's hands when he disappeared from office. Of course, Joe was in office for years with no brain. And Benny inherited the pen. And that's just that. What are we going to do about all this? We all know, our Mississippi legislators all know that there were shenanigans in Washington, and we had Benny Thompson there controlling the shenanigans for us and making sure that the checks were coming. Even though we didn't get Medicaid expansion in, he still made sure checks came. And then, of course, he's made it safer for everybody in America here in Mississippi to have affordable health care, because that's what he's done, according to him. That's why he's giving out all these checks everywhere in all these small rural communities that he's destroyed. Billions and billions of dollars has been given out by Benny Thompson. If you put the interest on it, it's probably trillions. You know, Mississippi is the dead weight on the country. You know, that's exactly it. I mean, do you realize that? Although we had money in the rainy day fund, you hear about all this money we had tucked away. And then when we got the COVID money, we put it over here to where we could spend it on broadband later on and all of that, which broadband to me, they're saying we still need that in the rural communities. And all you need now is that $30 box from AT&T or C Spire or anybody, and just set it down. You got internet wherever you're at. You know, I don't understand why we got to have all this other stuff. We got to have all this other stuff because it runs everything else. No, it doesn't run anything. All it does is help y'all spend money that we don't need to spend in this area and that area. You know, it's sort of like, and we're going to start doing this next week, y'all. Or we may start today. We may start today or tomorrow morning. I'm going to start announcing projects that I'm going to be a part of, that I'm going to rebuild here all over Mississippi. I want to be like the Prada guy who every day, y'all, this guy, he would have to be a billionaire, and he might be to do the projects that he said. He's got the convention center project in Ridgeland. He wants to build a data center in Jackson, but we've learned now that data centers, I mean, he can't afford the water in Jackson. I can promise you that. But we've learned that data centers, they're not worth $295 million a building. They're only worth $68 million. So maybe he's got that laying around. And now he's going to rebuild the YMCA and turn it into a high-rise hotel and this, that, and the other, or a high-rise apartment complex and quality living there in Belhaven, in an area that I think that the city council of Jackson was all about helping him out with. But I think that building is sitting in Flowood. I think when you turn right there at the top of, at the end of, what is that? That's not High Street. That's Fortification Street. And you take that right and you come down that hill. I think you're in Flowood. I'm almost positive. I hadn't been over there lately because, you know, I've been trying to forward the gunfire. You know, I'm allergic to lead, just like Superman was allergic to kryptonite. I'm allergic to lead. And they have lots of it flying in Jackson, Mississippi. And then tomorrow, of course, it is Friday. And it is hot out there, so the extra lead's out there. So y'all be careful out there. Make sure the bullets don't hit you. But every weekend, I mean, and they're finding bodies here and there. They're saying they're heat related or this, that, and the other. Well, you know, and then you're taking houses, energy's going through saying, we're going to cut the electricity off for, 8 hours in the middle of the night. Okay, so you hadn't had time for your house to cool down from the daytime temperature. So we cut it off at 10 o'clock. You know, your house is still 80, 90 degrees on the temperature outside. And all of a sudden, what little bit of air you had on the inside, gone. I don't get it. I don't understand why the world around us works on coming up with all the comfort creatures of the world in order to survive, in order to live. You know, people used to live up north. They come down here. Once air conditioning was invented by Mr. Carrier, that was it. We can live in the South. Worst case scenario, you know. But now that we're building data centers, they don't work. Now, everybody's getting a generator. Everybody has a generator, but you know what a generator needs? It needs gas, needs fuel. And it's like Trump was talking about inflated interest rates at banks and everywhere and on everybody. When he says that's inflated, it's not necessary. Then he talks about the gas. I mean, we're not low on gas here in America. We have plenty of gas. Between us and Venezuela, we don't need any of this foreign oil. But if we cut off the foreign oil over there in that war, we can control those countries to help our dollar bill. And our dollar bill is being destroyed by our government, who keeps printing more. Do you understand? Y'all see the math? Donald Trump, 100 years from now, will be looked back as the man that tried to save America. And that's just it. This is not orange man, good, blah, all that crazy stuff. This ain't crazy talk. He will be looked at. He was fighting the Republicans and the Democrats. because they want to spend and not do anything to fix anything. They don't wish to fix it because fixing it would would get us away from the parties being, I mean, we all go through the elections and it's kind of a 50-50 balance across America. A few points here where the Republicans get in power, a few points there, the Democrats get involved, and that's it. We all know that. That's where it is. The mood of the country is divided, and it's controlled by the media in the different areas. The worst thing that ever happened to America were networks, because networks spread the gospel all over. You know, there was a time when you listened to music, and in the South, it sounded one way, and bands like Leonard Skinner and all that made it out, right? Okay. Leonard Skinner wasn't played in New York City. It was number one across the land. And then in New York, disco was big in there. And then we caught on later. Well, we caught on later because back then you didn't listen nationwide to music. New York City, with the millions and millions and millions of people live there, they're the ones that made disco big, while rock was big everywhere else. And then the MTVs of the world, when we got nationwide music, and they started the Yo MTV Raps, they took over the world because there was everybody on the East Coast was listening to the West Coast, and everybody likes a good fight. And you had the East Coast fighting with the West Coast. You had the Bloods and the Crips, and whatever. I'm not going to do any rap songs for you this morning, but anyway, that's what was going on. And so standardized music across the country happened because we also standardized the news across the country. So now you can control the country, and the country went to hell in a handbasket because different sections of our economy and different sections of our country was no longer diverse. Do you understand what I'm saying? We used to be the Southern Democrats, the Yankees, the people out in the crazy people out on the West Coast, but that's all filtered. That's all leveling out. It's all leveling out. And as we level out, it doesn't really get equal. It gets to be more culture rot, because the culture rot is, it's always exciting to be the new kid on the block, whatever it is, and then the new fad, the new trend. And if everything was like it was, kids today would be playing with pet rocks rather than playing with video games. Because, when I was a kid, a rock became your friend. A pet rock. You took care of your pet rock. How crazy is that? Think about that. You had a pet rock. You had a nothing box. You remember the nothing box with nothing in it? It was just a nothing box that you could put things in. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that the world evolved at all when we all were separated. But that's just the way it is. And when you look at the civil rights movement was a Band-Aid to help some people feel like they were on equal ground with those that had equal rights. Okay, do you follow that? So now that we're all equal, you don't need the civil rights to unbalance it anymore, or it will get it completely unbalanced again. The scales of justice will go away. We know justice is not blind. Justice, because every blind eye of justice is always, it says, that's a dollar bill. That's a piece of gold that you're giving me. I can handle that. I can sway the politics of this person, or I can let this guy go, or this, that, and the other. It didn't like it was. And that's why you look at the Muslim in Benoit, as we're all over the place today, and you go, that's just one little judge. Hey, y'all, we came to America and it was one little group of people sitting on a Plymouth Rock. One little person there. And look what they built. We invented everything here in America. One guy sitting in the field with a guitar invented the blues. Look how big that is. It became rock and roll. It all starts with one little something to get bigger and bigger. And the Muslims are taking over. Or rather, the radical Muslims. Death to America. We came to America to have religious freedoms. We didn't want to be under the guise of government controlling our religion. Now we're fixing to be in a situation that is beyond. Meanwhile, we can't add or subtract in this country anywhere. Nobody knows how to do anything anymore. And all the politicians do is once they get in office, they just complain that we can't get it together, or we're trying to do it, and then they do nothing. And you, the people of Mississippi, you have no power because you have no ballot initiative. You have no ballot. They took away our rights to be involved in our politics. They took it away. And when they can't add and subtract right now, and somebody says, look, you overvalued my piece of property. I'll sue you. We'll go to court. You missed it by $200 million. And we missed it on 5 buildings at $200 million. And you know what that means? That means we've already spent that tax dollar that we're going to make off that. So you got to pay it. What happens if you upset Amazon? They say, we're gone. Can't afford it. We're leaving. What happens if that happens? Act like it can't happen. But can't afford it. We're leaving. What happens if that happens? Act like it can't happen.
1039 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach, we just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
Fly your pride high with a complete flag source in Jackson. We are your premier stop for premium, heavy-duty USA and state flags. Proudly 100% American-made. Boost your business or event with our vibrant custom flags, street banners, and feather flags. We also carry a massive selection of world and official military flags. We handle professional flagpole installations and repairs of all kinds. Visit a complete flag source in Jackson today or online at acompleteflagsource.net.
This is DeMario Davis from the New Orleans Saints. As a Brandon, Mississippi native, I've seen the positive effects Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge has across the state. Help us restore broken families and fight against addiction by donating an unneeded vehicle, even if it doesn't run. Mercy House will pick it up for you. All paperwork is handled and you receive a tax deduction. Call 601-572-7296 or visit vehicledonationsms.com.
Thank you for helping us get our daddies back.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico's Steakhouse has been a staple of fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in and experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Lime Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
You wake up tired. You drag through the day. The drive's gone. The focus is gone. And somewhere along the way, you stopped feeling like yourself. At Live Better Men's Health and Wellness in Gluckstadt, they help men take control again with personalized testosterone therapy, wellness treatments, and real answers. Fast lab work, real medical professionals, no judgment. Stop settling for fine. Start living better. Live Better Men's Health. Online at livebettermen.com.
Managing payroll, benefits, workers' comp, and HR tasks can take valuable time away from running your business. That's where People Lease comes in. From payroll processing and tax filing to employee benefits and retirement plan administration, People Lease helps simplify your back office operations while improving employee satisfaction. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Schedule your consultation today at peoplelease.com. That's peoplelease.com.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue.
Matthew, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Hey, this is John with MES. That's Mississippi Energy Services. We sell, service, and install all makes and models of home and business generators. One thing that we do different than a lot of other companies is we do all the work ourselves. We don't use subcontractors. We go from the original estimate, the design, to the final product. That way we can control the quality of the job from the beginning to the end. We are online at msenergy.us.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
6:55 a.m. as you're stuck in traffic going, hey, that guy's going to be off the radio in a second. And Clay will be on the air at 7:07. We won't have to listen to a nut, an ignorant person like Chip anymore on the air till tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And tomorrow morning on Friday, Dawn comes in with me. So double the ignorance, just like double the flavor of double men gone. Yeah. We'll double the ignorance. But anyway, let me see. I'm going to start being like the Prada guy. Okay. You know, I know who I'm talking about. He takes a building. Let's say, for instance, if he buys some convenience stores up, and the Don Gabriel's, the first thing he does is he paints them all white. He built that hotel in North Jackson. He buys it. He paints it white. So, you know, he likes to paint everything white. And then, of course, he announces that he's going to do this. So expect the YMCA over there in Jackson or Flowood, whatever it's in, to be painted white soon. And then, of course, you know, he's got the out there by the golf place. He's got the convention center going in. You know, he just announces projects that need to happen. And I don't know if he gets some funding or where he gets the funding or this, that, and the other. I mean, he wants a data center in Jackson. You know, he's going to put a data center in Jackson. Oh, we'll put a data center in Jackson. You know, a privately owned data center, you know, that's amazing. Amazing. So I'm going to start announcing things that I'm going to do. Whether I do them or not doesn't really matter. Maybe one of them will catch on and somebody will decide to bring me a big pile of money and we'll go do the project. I'm not going to go out and paint it white just to get it started. But let's start with the Metro Center. Let's go to the Metro Center. Everybody keeps saying they're going to fix the Metro Center. I'm going to fix the Metro Center, y'all. That's my announcement today. And I need the supervisors in the state of Mississippi to send me, let's just come up with a figure, $100 million. $100 million. That's a drop in the bucket compared to what it costs to build a data center. Or maybe not. But anyway, $100 million. Give me some money. We're going to go out there. We're going to pave the parking lot all the way around it. We're going to put up on one half of the building there on the Metro Center. We're going to take half the building and make it, we'll make that a motel. Okay. On the back half of the building will be a truck stop. That way, all these truck drivers don't have to park on the side of the road everywhere because there's not a place for trucks to drop. And, you know, do you realize how many trucks come between I-20 and 55? We could park all the trucks there because now they got the trucks and the trucks has to stop at a certain location. So we take half of the Metro Center parking lot and we turn it into a truck stop. We take the other half and we put in movie theaters. We put in indoor park, you know, indoor park because you can't go to a water park in Mississippi. It's too hot. It's too hot outside. We've let the temperature get out of hand. It's hell on earth here in Mississippi. The devil has taken over all so bad in Mississippi that's why we're hot. It's because the devil is at work. And we've got to do things to cool them off. So we can take half of that building over there, and we do the truck drivers with the hotel on one side. And then on the other side, and then we have to build it a certain way, and we have to build a wall all the way around it where one, nobody will steal the 18-wheelers or shoot the drivers. And we can keep the lot lizards out. Then on the other side, we're going to put in a daycare. We'll put in a school. We'll put in a new school over there. We'll put in all kind of retail businesses. Because everybody wants to live. You just want to say that you're going to do it. We just need $100 million to go do this and it'll happen. It's just like we'll build that area back up like it once was. We'll put in a Mexican restaurant. We'll put in this. Okay. But when we put in the Mexican restaurant, we can't have frozen drinks. Frozen drinks and wings, we can't have that. That attracts the wrong crowd. No Cadillacs. No fast cars, Got to make it a safe area. Just takes $100 million. We'll do it any way you want. We're going to work on this. This is going to be a good bit. We're going to get to where it works right. Remember, tomorrow, Gun and Knife Night. It's Friday. Tomorrow. The Clay Edwards Show is next right here on WYAB. I'll see you back tomorrow morning. And I'm going to bring my calculator and we'll figure out something.